afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Life as I See It with your hostess, Dena Nierenberg. And with me today, I have alternative life coach Shana Braun. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
My pleasure, Shana. Anytime. We've been talking about this for months and months, and finally today, we have made it a reality on June 7th. It's actually the day before your birthday.
Yes. I'm so happy we're doing this.
Yeah, this is great. This is extremely life affirming. You know, having the courage, having the guts to be taped, and then it goes up on Roku and YouTube.
Thank you for the opportunity and the privilege.
My pleasure.
I'm a huge fan of yours. I love everything you do. You're such a growth-minded person, and I'm inspired by you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm inspired by you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Shana's an amazing friend of mine. I actually met her when I started teaching my relaxation nights on Sunday nights, and we started this already in November, and thank God it's still going very, very, very strong. And so that's how I met Shana. You know, everything happens for a reason. I met this incredible young woman, and wow. Now she's like my baby sis, and
thank you. I feel very close to you. You're like my soul family.
The same. So tell me about what you do.
So I'm an alternative life coach, and I help clients tune into their soul, tap into their own self, their higher self, in order to heal. So I'm we all have the answers within us. We all hold the keys to our own healing. So I'm like a supportive friend that's here to hold space for my clients to tap in and to heal. And I offer alternative healing techniques that they could live their best lives.
Nice. Very, very well spoken. Very, very well said. Wow. I think I said in my previous show that it's not about being perfect, and it's not about judging yourselves or judging anybody else in any way, shape, or form. It's all about the positive energy that you bring to the table.
Yes. And I help clients I teach them how to care for their soul. So when we tap into our souls, we can access our own healing. Right. And I teach them different techniques how to do that.
Exactly, yeah. So this is like a kind of a continuation of my last show, and basically it's all about not dealing with your analytical, critical thinking mind, because that just holds so much negativity, that holds so much sadness, and it holds anger, and it holds guilt and shame and doubt about oneself and about one's world. It's all about going with your higher self, working with your higher self, your soul.
Yes.
There's nothing more holy about you than your soul. And this is a gift given to all of us by God. And this also is what basically helps us to do everything that we do. Without a soul, a body dies. A soul and a body have to meet together, to work together, hand in hand, in partnership.
So I feel like looking at the soul, from a cosmic level, the soul is eternal. Mm-hmm. And powerful. Mm-hmm. And we have so much potential. And when we tap into our soul and we tune into what we need and we get grounded and centered, then we can access that potential and use it. And instead of, like you say, being stuck in the mind, because that leads to bad, negative, the deep, dark places. Uh-huh. And we access our potential, and then that gives us, it gives us passion to do everything we need to do. That's right. And we can tap into our purpose. That's right. And that gives us meaning in life.
Yeah. It's so true, but we can only find meaning in life if we're willing to be in the here and now. And that basically means that we have got to be engaged in life.
Yes.
Now, before my last show, I was discussing Martin Seligman and his PERMA model of well-being. Mm-hmm. And basically we're saying that it's all about positive emotion and positive thinking, which can happen during therapy, but also it's meant to happen just in your general life, having a positive attitude about things. Engagements, we spoke about engagements and how important that is. Basically what it means to be engaged is to really fully put yourself into whatever it is that you're doing, no matter how big, no matter how small. whether you're meditating on a candle or whether you're having a conversation with a very, very dear friend. It's all about the engagements. And we spoke about the relationships, the meaning of life. We spoke about accomplishments, how important all of this is. And if a person is willing to do this, they will never, ever, ever have to deal with their analytical, critical thinking mind ever again.
I love that. I love that. It's so important to be present in the present moment.
It's like, I mean, like, why are we here? We're here for a purpose.
Yes, yes.
To just think all day. That's dumb. It's like
yeah. So what I do with my clients is we create a soul care plan. So we work together to make a plan of alternative skills and tips to improve their lives. So I use a combination of different modalities. So whatever, I tailor things to my client. So every person is, as you know, a unique individual. So I tailor to my clients what they need. Everybody needs different things, and I use a number of different modalities that would help each individual. I practice with my clients a combination of mindfulness and meditation. I do sound healing. I have singing bowls, and they each correspond to a different chakra. And then I also do gemstone healing and crystal healing. So I recommend different gemstones and essential oils that would help my clients for whatever they're struggling with to improve their lives. And I also do card readings, as you see pictured here. So these are my light cards.
That's so cool.
These are really cool. At the end of the session, I'll do a card reading.
Okay.
So these are really cool. These are by Rebecca Campbell, and I love her cards. They're just so beautiful.
Nice. Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. So the card readings are like individual guidance, and like I tap into my intuition to guide them on either what they need in their lives or some insight of what they're dealing with or what their next step forward might be. And I teach my clients all these different techniques in order to heal. And I offer that space for them.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And it's interesting how I got into this, like into this field in general. So I was born clairvoyant, very intuitive my whole life. It was just as a baby, like since I was little, I would get like these downloads and this different information, and it would just come to me. It would just be flowing, all this information, and not like hearing things or seeing things. I'm not like crazy, but just like as they always come up as a thought. So I can meet someone on the street, or just meet someone or have an experience, and I would get like insight into the situation. Like this person is struggling with their business, this person is having a bad day, whatever that might be. And it was always, and also like people would always, since I was little, they would come over to me with their problems and their issues. Since I was a little child, and their stories.
You had to take it all on.
Yeah, and their stories, and it was very weird to me. It was always very strange to me. Like, why am I receiving all of this information?
I know, right?
Like, why am I getting, like, why me, and why am I receiving this information? Like, it has to be for a purpose, and it was so strange to me. And so as I got older, I realized that I was getting this information for a purpose. And once I had my spiritual awakening 5 years ago, I realized like that this is part of my soul's tafkid, and you discuss this a lot, like the soul's purpose, right? So this is part of my soul's purpose, to be a spiritual guide, to be a mentor, and to lead people to their best lives, and to hold that space and to heal for them. And it was kind of like life-changing, that information, instead of like, why me? I'm doing things. I'm actually doing things with purpose, and it's very meaningful for me when I have that with my clients, and I'm able to guide them on their healing journey. it's just very, it's powerful for them, but it's also meaningful for me that I get to do this work and I get to hold a space for them.
Yeah. I love how you talk about holding a space. That's very, very important because most people do not grow up with unconditional positive regard. They
Yes.
just don't.
Yes.
And they really don't know what it's like to feel that way about themselves and to feel that way about the world around them. So that's why healers such as yourself come into place. It's like you're an alternative life coach, and so it really really helps to have to go on your healing journey with somebody who shows you only unconditional positive regard, shows you what it would be like, what it is like to be loved completely, totally, and fully loved without conditions. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, you are a loved person. So when you say hold the space, I really that is really really what helps people to heal, but also it also helps people to it influences people to do that for themselves and also to do that for others.
Yes.
And that's we talk about spreading the light, as I've spoken about before. Talking about spreading the light is when you become enlightened and you suddenly realize, boom, okay, this is what life is all about. Life is not about my mind. Life is all about showing myself and others unconditional love. The whole way becomes so much easier, right?
Yeah, I that's very important. And like you say, when we're shown that unconditional love, we can give it to others.
That's right.
And so I think that's very important. We all need to not only have it from others, we also need to give ourselves the compassion and the grace and the loving kindness and the unconditional love. And when we can offer that to ourselves, it's very healing and really powerful. It changes our mindset, it changes how we interact with people. And if we don't give it to ourselves, nobody's going to give it to us.
It's true.
And it's what many of us lacked as children. Maybe we got love, but there were strings attached and conditions.
That's very common.
Yeah, and so by having that unconditional love and by offering ourselves this kindness and this care, we can grow so much and we can be better ourselves. And one way I like to do that and grow in love is by using mantras and affirmations. So I look in the mirror every day and I say, I'm loved, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm kind, I'm courageous, I'm brave, and just saying these affirmations over and over is what will actually creates our reality. So scientifically, what you say after I am actually creates your reality. Wow. So instead of like some people don't really know, so with affirmations, so they'll just be like, I am not, but then you're kind of reinforcing the negative belief
by saying
not, because it's like, oh, I'm not fear, and then when you bring up fear, then your brain is thinking, oh, I should be fearful. Oh, what's fear? So instead, kind of turning things around and be like, I am brave, I am strong, and that puts into your mind that you are actually those things. And it's very interesting because we say like magicians, when they make a trick, right? They say abracadabra, and in Hebrew it translates into abracadabra. So that means
what? Oh my God!
That actually means I will create as I speak.
I never knew
so
that, Shana.
So that mantra is actually that I am creating as I speak. Oh. And that's why in the spiritual community it's called spelling, because you're actually creating as you're speaking a better reality.
Wow. I love that.
Thank you.
Right now I am feeling so chill and so relaxed. I could literally just stretch out and take a nap on this couch. This has been so incredibly amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
I had no idea about the abracadabra, but now I do, and thank you. So tell me, how did you start to get into this type of line of work?
So, about 5 years ago, I had my spiritual awakening, and my soul, I was just in a very bad place in my life. I was very unhappy, and my soul, like, literally roused itself from its sleep and just, like, woke up. And I realized my potential and everything about my soul, about this world spiritually. I went through many painful, dark nights of the soul, which is just like awakening and getting this information, these downloads, and I would spend nights crying and in deep pain, and I guess I reached the breaking point, and I just spoke to God and I asked Him to heal me and to help me get out of this dark space. And God just literally pulled me out from rock bottom, and he literally just created a path where I saw mud and mess, and he created a path for me. And then the coolest things started happening out of nowhere. I would get these different things out of nowhere, and it led to my healing journey. So once I was shopping in Manhattan, and I just got this intuition, like, rose quartz. You need a rose quartz bracelet, and I had never even, like, knew about crystals at that point. And I bought myself a rose quartz bracelet, and
where did you go for that? I'm just curious.
I don't remember where it was.
Okay.
It was a store, but you can get them anywhere, on Amazon, Etsy, literally anywhere. And then YouTube started recommending these inspiring motivational videos. Fearless Soul on YouTube, and
Right.
then YouTube started, like, out of nowhere, things kept happening one after the next, and it was really cool. Like, YouTube started recommending frequencies, and I started listening to them,
Those
and
are so great.
and they really changed my brain and how I felt, and really, like, life-changing, and songs I needed to hear started popping up. And I was going to group therapy at that time, and my friends were giving me essential oils, and I'm like, this is great. And then I started doing yoga. I started going to DBT therapy. I also went to a hypnotherapist, and I started feeling better little by little. Each experience made me feel better and taught me about myself and taught me what I needed to heal. I started taking breathwork classes, and I started meditating and just turning over my life spiritually. And over the years, as I experienced this, I was just amazed by this transformation, and I was fascinated by this huge shift and this huge emotional turnaround. And I started researching what the different things that I was doing, and um, everything that I started researching, my knowledge grew, and I became more curious. And then I realized, if I can do this work to heal myself, then I can for sure offer that to others, and to heal others, and to reach back and to pick the next person up and pull them out of the mud and help them heal their lives. And if I can even help one person or inspire one person to live better lives, that's just such a that's just so meaningful to me. And just helping one person, I'll be happy, and I'll know it was all worth it, all my pain and suffering.
Yeah. Emma and I have talked about this before, and basically, we've both agreed that it doesn't really matter how many people are watching you, listening to you, as long as you affect somebody, right?
Yes, one person.
As long as you affect one person,
yes.
And then your show will have been extremely meaningful.
Yes.
If you could even affect one life, and you save lives.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. And yeah, I have an Instagram account. You can follow me as Soulful Spirituality, and I always tell my followers, like, if I just affected one of you, that would mean the world to me. And just by saying my stories and what I struggled with and how I overcame it. And if it gave one person strength, that's all. That's all I really need.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Can you tell me a little bit more about the sound bowls? I'm so fascinated by those and the sounds and frequencies and all of that. I find it
Yes,
fascinating.
of course. So, you know, like how you listen to frequencies and you can get them anywhere,
Sure.
YouTube, Spotify. Um, so it's the same. So basically, when you listen to different frequencies, they get your brain in that state.
Mm.
So there are different brain waves for different states. There's alpha, beta, gamma, delta, theta, and different frequencies mimic different brain waves. So let's say alpha and gamma are for studying, for
Focus.
knowledge, focus, information, intellect. And so when you play those waves, you can concentrate more. And delta is for sleep and
Right. Yeah.
relaxation, and theta is for creativity and just like flow state, meditation. And each of these frequencies affect our brain. So when we play them, we by doing actually nothing, by just listening, we get our brain in that state. And so the sound bowls are the same idea. When I play them live, they emit a frequency, and each frequency is aligned to a different chakra. So when I play all 7 bowls, it unblocks and attunes each chakra.
You know, it's very interesting because Esther and I we started doing these two things together. Actually, we started doing these things together on Saturday on Shabbat. We all took off our shoes and we walked around on the grass. We
Yes,
did
that was so
grounding.
nice. We did grounding
Shana, I
together.
love
That
that.
was beautiful. Yeah.
That's right. Walking around nature, even if it's just your front yard. And in New York, there's a very very limited yard that you get. But even just a small little patch of grass can make you feel so much better. You feel so connected to our Maker, to God, you know. And then we took that walk down, and we saw by the water fountain building, right, and we saw the fish in the water and the turtle, and we're like, wow, more and more and more nature. It was such a great day we spent. And then that night, Esther and I, this is what we did. We took out her guitar that she recently brought home from school,
Oh wow.
which started, like, neither one of us yet plays guitar, but we started just banging it out. We put our heads on the guitar, like on the wood, and just like kind of like banging it
Oh,
out.
that's so beautiful.
And it was so great. And we noted that just very similarly to the sound bowls, the sounds of the guitar, the strings got into our hearts,
the vibration.
The vibration.
Yes.
That vibration
the
was.
vibration.
So now every night we go on out and we ground on the grass, and then we come back inside and we play guitar as much as we like, as little as we like.
That's so beautiful. I love that.
It's so
I love
fun.
that. Grounding is so good. It's so healing, just to be in nature and to feel the grass.
Yeah.
And like you said, to play the guitar, anything that we do that's creative, that gets us into our passions and happy. It's so amazing.
Well, yeah, it's great. It's really really great. Well, I'm so interested in these cards.
Of course, yeah. So let's do a card reading for you. So
oh, thank you.
So I'm gonna shuffle them.
Okay.
And then we're gonna pick a card for you.
Thanks.
So these are the Work Your Light cards by Rebecca Campbell, and they're for light workers or anyone that wants to bring good vibes into their lives, more light. Just tune into what they need. So pick a card, any card.
Pick a card, any
Let's try to.
Okay, must be the most.
Okay, let's see what you got. Hold it up for everyone.
Okay, which I can't. I'm not supposed to be seeing it.
No, you can see it.
Oh, I can.
That's
see.
Okay. That's okay.
Okay. Boundaries.
Ooh, I love that one. I'm just gonna look. There's like this little book, and it says what cards everything is. Okay. So where do you need to develop more boundaries in your life? How does that resonate with you?
How does that resonate?
Or you don't have to answer. You can
it's totally fine. Yeah. No, when you're a giver, you feel like everybody's always asking everything of you. Like we were at that singles party on Sunday night.
Yes.
And some people started talking to me about, are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do that? And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm not going to tell you no, I'm not willing to do that.
Right.
But I'm thinking, but in my mind, I'm like, am I willing to do this for you? Am I willing to do this for you? Like, a few people came over to me and they were like, you gotta make parties for us too. And like somewhere out in Queens. And like at first I'm listening, and then I realize I'm getting this horrible headache as we're going along.
As we're talking
my
about
temples are killing me.
The stress
and I'm like,
and the
this
pressure.
is such a stressful thing that I'm involved in right now that suddenly I just got myself, hey, I gotta mingle. Look, I'm the hostess of this event. I gotta mingle. It's like I've been listening to you guys for 20 minutes. It's like I gotta get up.
Yeah.
That's what it means by trying to get boundaries for yourself.
Yes.
And I don't do that often enough.
Wow.
And Sunday night I was desperate to get boundaries for myself.
And I think that's so important too, as empaths and light workers that we are. It's sometimes we feel like we want to give and give and give, but it's important to set those boundaries so people don't take advantage of us.
Right.
And so we're not giving and being burnt out.
Yeah.
And so since you pulled this card, it means that you're being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, your families, or at work. Saying yes when you really mean no ends up leading to resentment because you're saying yes because you want to do good, but inside you're feeling like, no, I don't want to do this. And which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first it might be only a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you're left being depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having the clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries, for when they say yes, they're able to give unconditionally because it's coming from the heart space. So when your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you're able to give more freely. If you're not clear where your boundaries are, then this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you're saying yes when you really mean no, you're likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be the need of approval, of people pleasing, or being seen in a certain way, or fear that you're going to lose the relationship with them if you're not,
of hurting people.
Or of hurting people. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Or some people fear, like, if I don't do this for you, will I still have the relationship? Because I need to do this in order for you to like me.
My big one always used to be, if I don't do this, will I get punished?
Oh, that's a big the fear matrix is a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a big Mediterranean fear.
Yeah.
It's not just Jews who are like this Italian.
I feel like it's worldwide. We just have this fear that we live in. Yeah. And the best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. So your belly is the second brain, and it has an intelligence known as your gut feelings, right? So when you tune into this space and when deciding what is okay for you, how does it feel? What is it trying to communicate? So you can do this with anything. You can ask yourself, should I say yes? And if you feel your belly clench up, that means you need to say no.
Right.
But if you ask, can I help this person, and your belly relaxes, that tells you then
it's all right.
It's okay. Your body is good with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting because some people at the party, they're all singles, and they were asking me, is it okay if we come to you for Shabbat? Now, different types of people are asking me that. There's some people automatically, yes, I really, really, really want them to, like, yes, absolutely, you can always come to me for Shabbat. And then there are people, and they're like, we want to come for Shabbat.
The negative energy. You're like, I don't want them.
Already, they're like, yes, like their negative energy makes me think that, like, it would be nice, of course, if I could just do for everybody and allow everybody to my
but
life.
you're human. You have
I'm
needs
human.
and limits
I
as
need-
well.
So does
As
my
much
family.
as much as you are Superwoman and you do these
Thank
amazing
you.
programs and events, you still
Yeah,
need to do for
yeah.
you
Yeah, it's
and
fun.
your family.
A couple of women were actually following me around, and they're like, "You're so positive. Can't we have some of your positive energy? Can't we have some?"
Just want to take it all.
You just want to take it all. And this is what we call, I think, energy vampires.
Yes,
They just want to take
yes.
whatever you got.
They're like leeches, and they leech onto you, and they want to pull everything
They were
from you.
leeching, and
Yes.
and I finally just broke free of both of them because it was
you need
such
to
a drain
for yourself. So
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
being depleted. So yeah, this card you pulled really
This is
resonates with you, and
tremendous.
that means you need to work
You're not
on
kidding.
your
It's tremendous. I have to
boundaries.
work on my boundaries.
Yes.
100%.
So I have a little gift for you.
Oh my God! Oh wow! You're being on the show was already the gift.
Oh, thank you.
Johnny,
Thank you for hosting.
It's your birthday tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. So this is orange essential oil.
Oh,
It's actually antimicrobial. It's antioxidant.
Oh.
It's good for clarity, for focus, for
Smells delicious.
Like I like to use it in the morning. It wakes you up, and it's just amazing, refreshing.
So great.
And then I have some tiger's eye for you.
Oh my gosh! Thank you, my darling.
And tiger's eye is good for confidence, intellect, self-esteem, grounding.
Tiger's eye.
Yeah. And then I have rose quartz.
Oh,
so rose quartz is my first love, my first gemstone I fell in love with.
Oh, thank you.
And rose quartz is for love.
I feel so great against the
Yes.
skin, I gotta say.
And compassion and love for ourselves, love for others. When we wear rose quartz, it's very gentle and loving.
Wow.
And then I have a little selenite heart for you.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Selenite,
So
like you were talking about the energy vampires, and selenite is actually a stone that protects. When we wear selenite, or you can even put this in your bra, and when we wear selenite, it protects us against these energy vampires. It's also a stone of clarity and focus and just protection and purity. So when we wear it, we feel pure vibrations, and it's also a really cool stone because when you put selenite with other stones, it actually charges the other crystals. So I have a little selenite bowl I keep my bracelets in, and selenite, like I keep a lot of selenite with my crystals, and it just charges them.
Oh my gosh,
so
thank you.
Really cute, really cool.
Oh, this is incredible. Thank you so much for all these beautiful gifts.
My pleasure.
For being on the show today, and for the card reading, which was desperately needed today.
My absolute pleasure.
You are incredible.
Thank
you are Shana. Thank you so much. Shana Braun, Alternative Life Coach.
Thank you so much for having me.